Hello, this is Wenqing Zhang. I am currently teaching at a middle school, an IAB MYP school, level 1 Chinese. So, this is my very first online teaching experience. My environment is Adobe Connect Meeting, and also this is the very first with the peer teaching experience. This is my very first synchronized teaching. The design of my lesson is for novice level, low level, and their age is around 10 to 12. They have zero Chinese background. So in this learning, think aloud, I am examining and reflecting myself using TEL project framework learning experience. Here, I am checking that I ensure that students receive comprehensible inputs. LE4A, I ensure that at least 90% of what I say and I share with my student are in target language. So here I am going to share my lesson PowerPoint. Personally, I think teaching Mandarin Chinese is different compared to those phonetic language. So what I share with students, I share with the pinyin, the pronunciation guide. So quickly I'm going to go over. So the learning target in this lesson is they respond to people to use greeting in Chinese and introduce name. So the material I share, I try to limit using English in written form. But all I say, I try my best to use more Chinese as much as possible. So here I say in Chinese, but I use my cursor and pointer, point and pause with hand gesture. And I give verbal praise, say 很好. And I ask my peer teacher to repeat after me and let her to have opportunity to practice. And so as you can see that my visual, I am trying my best to build up the comprehensible inputs with target language, but I still use some English. I still use English explanation or meaning in the PowerPoint. The second part we examine is this. I frequently check for understanding in a variety of ways throughout the lesson. So as you can see in the PowerPoint here, that there are several areas that I stop and I say, it's your turn to check for understanding. So here is one example. And then here is another example. And then I ask, can you do it? And so the technique, the strategy I use is basically the verbal question and answer format to ask. So the the context and activity in my lesson plan, I use, so the goal here is the first one. As you can see, the first one is I can respond to people to greet and give take. I can say my name. And because since I am planning this lesson, I am also thinking that I want to use this PowerPoint in my school. So my goal of this unit is daily routine in classroom. So here is the episode 1 for the daily routine. The daily routine goal is I can indicate today's date by using Chinese number. Then I bring students, my peer teacher, to say how to say today's date. 今天是7月5号. Then I address that before you know how to indicate today's date, you need to know how to say Chinese number. So I start to teach. The learning target is I can say and count in Chinese number from 0 to 10. And then we start to learn Chinese number 0. Use gestures to help learning. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 and 10. So by doing this each time when I finish teaching, for example, like a short segment from 0 to 5, I go back, I pause, and I ask the student, my peer teacher, to count from 0 to 5 or to count in odd number, in even number. And if I found that there's some pausing that she couldn't get, and I go back to the slide right away to bring her back to her memory or review those numbers again. So these are my technique that I use. And what I've learned from this activity. So in real life, that I've never teach 10 minutes lesson. So this 10 minutes lesson actually helped me to know that how am I able to teach using 10 minutes to have an effective instruction and make sure that the learning is also effective. So I think this is the first learning. I have to plan using 10 minutes to give out my learning, my teaching, and also make sure that we reach our goal through the interaction. The second thing I have learned from this activity is since I am not familiar with Adobe Connect, so I had technical difficulty to see my peer teacher's face, but I can only hear her, but I cannot see her. So how am I able to make sure with the limited interaction, I know that this lesson is delivered, and also I need to make sure that my peer teacher reach the goal of the learning target. So I think these are the two things that I've never thought about that. I think in the classroom we do have special ed student. I have a student who has hearing impairment, so there are things that I have to consider that I've never thought about before. And one area of strength, as you can see, the area of strength, because I have been writing curriculum for the past few years, and each year over the summer, I can always readjust or re-exam or adding new concepts. So I think my strength is writing curriculum and be familiar with all kinds of formats of lesson plan, like this one from Star Talk or the UBD Understand by Design. So my strength is planning a lesson. And one area for my further growth is after using the TEL project learning experience 4A, I understand that I should limit the visual using target language only. So I know that we need to make student comprehensible as much as possible, even though it's not 100%. But how am I able to use limited English but deliver a comprehensible lesson? That's the part that I should think about that, and using more image, authentic image to reach the goal. Also, the other area that I need to improve is using different strategies to check for understanding. As you can see in my teaching, I still use a lot of traditional way, which happens in the classroom. I use Paul. I use yes or no. I use caretaker language. I should use more like whiteboard, multiple choice, those techniques that I need to go back and check and apply into my teaching to the Claremont Bay, that college group of students. So thank you. This is my Think Aloud reflection. Thank you very much.